Welcome back, future lawyers. In this video, let us review the most useful Latin legal terms every law student should know. Let's get started. The first one is affidavit, which literally means he affirmed. It is a written or printed declaration confirmed by an oath. For example, the discrepancies between the statements of the affiant in his affidavit and those made by him on the witness stand do not necessarily discredit him, since ex parte affidavits are generally incomplete. Next word is pro bono, without charge. Professional work or legal services undertaken voluntarily and without payment. For example, the professional relationship remains the same regardless of the reasons for the acceptance by the counsel and regardless of whether the case is highly paying or pro bono. Our next word is prima facie, at first sight, based on first impression or accepted as correct until proved otherwise. Prima facie evidence is evidence that is not rebutted or contradicted, making it good and sufficient on its face to establish a fact constituting a party's claim or defense. And we have mens rea, or guilty mind. Also means criminal intent, the mental element of a person's intention to commit a crime. Example: accepted in this jurisdiction as material in crimes mala in se, mens rea has been defined before as a guilty mind, a guilty or wrongful purpose or criminal intent, and essential for criminal liability. Next is Pacta sunt servanda. Agreements should be respected. Treaties shall be complied with. For example, to reiterate the applicable law in interpreting and construing the agreements should be the canons of international law, particularly the doctrine of Pacta sunt servanda. And we have stare decisis, which means to stand by things decided, or to let the decision stand. Example: the doctrine of stare decisis enjoins adherence to judicial precedents. It requires courts in a country to follow the rule established in a decision of the Supreme Court thereof. That decision becomes a judicial precedent to be followed in subsequent cases by all courts in the land. The doctrine of stare decisis is based on the principle that once a question of law has been examined and decided, it should be deemed settled and closed to further argument. Now, this must be something you've heard of in your daily life even before law school, and it is caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. It means that an individual buys at their own risk. For example, the rule of caveat emptor requires the purchaser to be aware of the supposed title of the vendor, and one who buys without checking the vendor's title takes all the risks and losses consequent to such failure. The next word is quid pro quo, something for something, or something given or received for something else. It describes an agreement between two or more parties in which there is a reciprocal exchange of goods or services. For example, the ordinary debt, as already stated, originates in a contract in which a quid pro quo passes to the debtor at the time of the creation of the debt. And finally, we have viva voce, with the living voice. This refers to evidence given by a witness orally as opposed to evidence given in a written form such as an affidavit. For example, I believe that some 72 took one step forward as admitting that they took part in the shooting on the night before. I then asked if they brought with them ammunition or arms not belonging to them. They answered viva voce that each one of them carried their own arms and ammunition. And there you have it, future lawyers. I hope you find this video useful and engaging at the same time. And once again, this is Pinay Jurist on YouTube. I wish you all the best. See you in the next video.